special considerations that I need to be aware of with certain clients. For instance, if I had a client with high blood pressure, I obviously would ensure that I had the doctor's consent before we took part in a session, and just be aware of it throughout the session. So things like ensuring I have an extra long warm up and cool down, just to make sure that we return, the body to its pre-exercise state nice and safely. When doing resistance exercises, I make sure that I don't do anything that took the limbs above the heart, just because it's harder for the blood to pump blood when, for instance, when your arms are overhead. I would make sure that I wouldn't do any isometric exercises that involved the client holding their breath. This just puts their heart under too much strain. So general protocol, exercise is proven to have positive benefits on high blood pressure individuals. So I make sure that they did between 3 to 5 cardiovascular sessions a week, working at about 40 to 60% of the heart rate max, and then that's supplemented with some resistance sessions, probably 2 times a week, but making sure that they're not consecutive days, just so that they've got enough recovery. So the next group would be lower back pain. So this could be an acute or chronic injury, for instance, an accident, or built up over time from bad posture. So generally the bad posture would be caused by a weak core and tight lower back. Okay, so we really need to work on strengthening the core muscles, so the abdominals, and then stretching out and getting the lower back nice and flexible. So I just need to make sure that they didn't do any really heavy impact exercises. So for instance, be careful when they're running, but also things like the barbell back squat and the deadlift, just be really aware of how much pressure this puts on their spine before they are ready to do so. My last special consideration would be for a knee injury. So the client I had earlier, he said that he had he had a previous injury with his knee. So for the cardio element of the session, I made sure that I didn't do running, just because I wasn't sure how strong it was. So that's why we stuck to the bike and the rower. And you just really want to, depending on the injury, which can also be acute or chronic, you need to be aware that everything you do needs to be pain-free. Working on the range of motion, so as much pain-free range of motion as possible, and really working on exercise that are going to strengthen the surrounding muscles of the knee. Okay, so like our quads, the posterior, so our hamstrings,